Hey, ho, hey, ho, hey.
Oh, we both went for it.
Hey, oh, it got gentle though.
It's so gentle.
So gentle
Taylor,
today.
you're being so gentle.
Wow.
I like it so much.
There was I felt aggressive, but then I felt gentle.
I think we all need a little bit of gentleness right now in the world.
Be gentle. Welcome to Hype Night.
Welcome to Hype Night, everyone.
Oh, we're happy that you're here.
Yeah.
That you're tuning in live. If you're not tuning in live, you're probably listening to the podcast later. That's cool.
That's totally cool. We support that decision.
You do you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Maybe you're watching us later.
Yeah.
On Facebook. Maybe you're not watching live.
Yeah. Maybe you're watching on Highball TV.
Maybe you're watching on Highball TV.
That could be it.
That could be it.
That could be it.
Thanks for joining us. If you've been here before, welcome back.
If you haven't been here before, this show is where we bring on an amazing and wonderful woman and we give her the hype and all the compliments that she deserves. And we say it every week, and we mean it every week. There's a long list of women that's going to be on this show.
It's true.
This show's going to be on forever.
Forever and ever. So thanks for watching. You'll have many more episodes.
Yay!
Yay! Hi, Dale.
Hi.
It's nice to see you.
Turning down. It's nice to see you. Turn down the volume. For some reason, it's rocking. It's rocking me here.
The volume on your phone.
Yeah.
Well, that happens.
You know, that's all.
That's okay. That's okay.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
I'm great too.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I'm also happy.
Hype is, we say it every week, but it truly is the best part of the week.
It really is. What's better than getting together and having some true positivity?
Yeah.
Truly positive moment.
Truly positive.
Yeah.
So one of the ways we start the show off, if you're new to the show, is we like to compliment each other, give you a sense of what the show's going to be like.
Here we go.
A little teaser, if you will.
Yes.
Dale, I'll start. I'm going to give you some hype this week.
Okay.
I'm going to hype your wit.
Ooh.
Yeah. I find that you are really good with a comeback. With a very, pointed, excellent comeback. I'm not good at this thing, and I admire this about you, and I want to hype you for it and say that, yeah.
Thank you.
I enjoy it. I watch you on the social medias.
Yes.
You do that a lot?
Yes. I manage some social media accounts, and therefore I deal with some trolls, and therefore my wit comes in handy.
Really good. Very witty.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll take it.
Oh, good.
I'm going to say, when I speak to you, and my face is pointed at your face,
Yes.
you are very open.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes. I feel like you're truly listening to me.
Yeah.
And we sit, because, we often sit here and talk before the show.
Right.
And you're just open, and I feel like when I talk, you receive what I'm saying, and you hear it, and it's very nice.
My pleasure, Dale.
Yeah.
I enjoy hearing you talk.
Yay.
Yay. That's what we do.
That's it.
We're
That's
just
how.
complicated
That's how it
about
works.
each other.
That's it.
I mean, it's a little more involved than that, but pretty much.
That's pretty much it.
That's
And you
pretty
know
much
what? You can practice at home by giving a compliment to someone you love.
Yeah, why not?
Just do it.
Share that hype.
Yeah.
Hype it forward.
Yeah.
Hashtag hype it forward. I'm always just trying to get new hashtags going.
Hashtag tell me I'm wrong.
Hashtag tell Dale she's wrong. Dale.
Yeah.
This is a big night for us.
This is a big night.
This is a really big night.
big one.
On all of our notes for tonight, we would be like, we'd put our guest name, and then in brackets we'd be like, ooh, or like, wee, like exclamation points.
Yeah. And I decided to do my exclamation points in red bold.
You did, and I liked it.
Because I was like, it's really the sound I should have tried to type out.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got a lot of feedback, too, when we announced who our guest was tonight
This is true.
from women who watched the show, saying that our guest was like a main inspiration for them and someone they wanted to be in their career. And we feel that way, too.
We feel exactly the same way. So.
We're really honored to have our guest here tonight. I think we should.
Let's just do it.
We should just do it.
Yeah.
I think we should do it. And our guest tonight is Susan Coyne. Woo! Welcome. Yeah, it's a jaunty one for your entrance.
I like it. I'm gonna tuck my chair in
I
here.
like that dance you were doing. It's very good. If you're listening to the podcast, imagine a jaunty dance.
Yeah.
That's what we just did.
Wonderful jaunty time. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Susan, you have decided you would like to have a Negroni.
Yes.
That is a summer drink.
I know this will be my third Negroni, so you cannot go wrong. You have nothing to compare it to.
Oh, good, 'cause
the two I had in Brooklyn last year.
Oh,
which were
Brooklyn. I'm competing
amazing.
with Brooklyn.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
Because someone's watching
but
from
they
a
were
pizza.
so good.
Amanda's watching from a pizzeria in Hoboken.
Oh,
So what is going on?
Jersey. Right? Hoboken is in New Jersey, right?
Hoboken.
Is
That's where
okay.
Frank Sinatra.
That's right, yeah.
Frank
Goodness,
Sinatra?
God, I was right about that.
Here, Matt.
All right, this is the first Negroni I've ever made. So
right.
here we go. Here's hoping. Cheers. 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 Cheers to you.
To you.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Tastes like a Negroni.
does it taste like a Negroni?
yeah.
Okay, good. I thought it did,
It's
but
delicious. It's a perfect summer drink too. I don't think I'd have it any other time. but
I
like
agree.
Summer.
Yeah, it's a good. Well, Campari is a nice
Yeah.
Summer.
Kind of
time.
Italian, kind
Yeah.
of European,
Indeed.
sophisticated.
Are you into the bitters, like the bitter drinks?
Not usually,
Okay.
but in summer I am.
Right. I feel like it slows me down.
Yeah.
Like it goes, don't
it?
drink this too fast.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
do
a
this too
sipper.
quickly.
It's a
That's right.
sipper, not a gulper. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
want to
Like
take your
those
time.
sweet drinks are too quick. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not generally a Negroni drinker. However, I will say this show has opened my horizons to different types of drinks, and I feel like sometimes with tastes like bitter drinks,
Yeah.
you just have to do it,
Yeah.
and then your
And
tongue
then,
will go,
and then
okay.
and then you get into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
There's
yeah.
something about the bitter that is very refreshing, though.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think
it
so.
touches
Yeah, it's
part
not
of your
too
tongue
sweet,
that-
not cloying. Yeah.
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 All right. Well, we hope you're enjoying whatever, a Negroni or not, I don't know, whatever you like. I also learned that there's a drink, an Americano beverage. They call it the Americano, which is just the Campari and the vermouth without the gin.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go.
There's
Campari
gin in
drinks.
it.
Yeah.
No
Did you-
idea.
you don't know what's in it?
I didn't even know what's in it. I
Well, there
just
you go.
had one last summer. and
Amazing.
thought- when you said, because usually I don't really order mixed drinks anyway. I usually have a beer or a glass of wine, but it is fun. It's very festive.
Yeah.
So,
I love having a beer though.
yeah.
I'm all about a beer.
Who does?
I don't know that we've had on the show yet a person ask for a beer. Have we?
I don't think we have.
Well, we'll see if that happens.
Whoa, yeah,
It's
that's
you know
right.
what's amazing is in all the episodes we've done, I think we've only duplicated a beverage once. So everybody has just organically asked for something we haven't had before.
Yeah, and it was a G&T,
Cool.
which was your backup drink.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
So, I'm going to grab this because this is out of my way.
Oh yeah. So
Welcome, Susan. So
you.
I'm gonna give you the hype rolls. We do them every time. Just take your praise. Take your
Yes,
praise. Second, if we get anything wrong, please tell us, and we will correct it immediately.
yes.
And third, if there are people out there that you want to hype as we go along, let's hype them.
Yeah.
Let's hype them up.
yeah.
yeah.
Let's celebrate.
It was really exciting doing the research. Melissa did all the research, but it was really exciting for me to read the research.
That's my job.
We have different tasks.
We have different tasks.
I was like, do it. I can't take credit for it. I didn't.
It makes me sound like such a keener, but really, that's just my task.
Well, yeah, that's it. We
which
can
is
switch
great.
tasks.
No, I'm very happy to do this.
I'm
side
happy
of
in my
things.
side too.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I
Good
do the
job.
social media side of things and post things and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are a writer and an actor and producer.
Mm-hmm.
And very wonderful. I would say most people. I'm just gonna jump right in.
Jump
even
in.
Though
Yeah.
let's go at a different.
We didn't do. We'll go back to best part of our day.
Oh my gosh, best part of our day. I've jumped it.
It's okay. Let's jump in. Do you want to jump in or do
No,
you
I
want to
wanna
go
do
back?
best part of our
okay.
day. I want to do best part of our day. I got excited. I'm really excited. Okay,
It's okay.
that's all right. Okay, best part of our day.
Yeah. Best part of my day?
Yeah, you start.
I'm going to start. I had two because I got to be in a park twice today, and that's a really lovely thing. I went for a walk this morning in Dufferin Grove Park with my husband, which was awesome. Just a lovely walk. And then I had an appointment near High Park, so I went to High Park, and I love park. I just love a park. I love Toronto parks. I love all the different people hanging out in a park. I love the energy. I just love it. I'm just very
I love
lucky.
parks too. I live in a park.
Oh, nice.
And just a little park where at every hour there's another little dramatic scene going on. You know, there's
Yes.
there's the nannies, and then there's the old people, and then there's the people from the massage school having their lunch, and then there's
Yeah.
the afternoon kids, and then there's sort of lovers around 7 or 8 at night.
Yep.
It's really human. It's very sort of
Yes.
very Jane Jacobs kind of thing.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, it was great. It was very simple, but great.
I have different drama in front of my house because I live across from an off-track betting.
Yeah.
So there are many dramas, but it's mostly older men fighting.
Oh, really?
But it's always really slow. It's slow fighting. It'll be like a push. It's like a slow
Sort of
push.
because of
Just because of their age, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's because of their
Oh.
age. So sometimes I'll just sit and I'll just watch.
Oh, so that goes on a long time, that fighting thing.
That fight goes on for a long time. Yes, until someone gently lays down. And then it's over.
Are there raised voices, or is it just? It feels like a cool physical like.
It's like a Tai Chi
Meme.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, there are sometimes voices. At the same time, it's also just nice to see different characters around the city. Like, I feel like it's a character kind of place.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
We're kind of
Yeah,
like,
if you can watch that, yeah.
yeah, which I do. My best part of the day is if you are watching outside of Ontario or Canada or anything, our premier just got rid of our green initiatives, and we no longer get any kind of subsidy or any kind of help if we want to make any kind of green choices. So I had a renovation that was set up for my house, and I got really scared because I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to afford to do it. However, this green initiative, it gets to go until August 30th, so I get in under the wire, and my renovation, small renovation, will be completed before then, making it completely able for me to do it.
Great.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do it.
That's
so,
good.
yay for the green initiative.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
no longer with us.
Bring it back.
Yeah. So I'm
Moment
trying
of
to make it
silence.
hype. I know.
Best part of your day, sad part of our day.
Yeah. That's it. If you can get anything, if you're in Ontario, you can get anything done
Do it.
under August 30th.
Get in there.
Got to get it done. There you go.
Yeah.
What's your best part?
Yeah, best part of your day.
Well, the best part of my day was probably working with a friend, an hype, Rosa Laborde, who I'm working with on a project.
Hype to Rosa.
Hype to Rosa. We are working on a television project together, and we had notes that at first I was like, oh, they don't like us. But then we worked, because you go up and down all the time when you're working, as you know. But I was working with Rosa, and we started working on, we thought, well, actually, these are pretty good notes. So
Oh, that's
we sort of
good.
turned it around, and it felt like it, suddenly I felt excited again. And I love that part about collaborating when you, because I've done both working on my own and working with people, but when other people come in and you think, oh, I don't have to do all this myself.
Yes.
Somebody
Yes.
else has got a great idea.
Yes.
And sort of the wind fills your sails, and it's so that was fun.
Well, that's great. It's always great when the notes are helpful and they,
Yeah.
move you forward. That's a
Well, you
lovely
have to
place.
train yourself a little bit not to do that. So you just hate it, is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, just be honest with me. Instead, try to imagine
Yes,
people
yes.
are trying to
Oh.
work with you and not
So you
be-
didn't understand what at all
Yeah,
I was going
yeah,
for.
right.
Why are we even in this business?
I understand,
Just-
sure, yeah. I know, I feel like that too. I go like, oh, I feel like I need time to like read them and
Yeah.
then put them away for a minute and then
Yes.
come back.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
because it's like maybe like reviews, except worse. I suppose reviews are worse because they're not trying to collaborate with you. They're just
Well, you never get to say anything else.
no.
Yeah.
At that point, they're like, and you sucked. You
Yeah.
go, Thank,
Or like, and
thank
this
you,
whole
sir.
part of your show doesn't work, and you're like, well, I
right.
can't. Now I run it for a while,
That's right.
so I'll just keep
That's
doing
right.
that part.
Yeah, I know. And I stopped reading them actually a long time ago, and it was very liberating.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't ever, I've stopped reading them while I'm in a run. Like sometimes I'll go back. It's hard when you're, I found as an
But then what's the
independent
point
artist.
of doing it afterwards? 'Cause you're
Sometimes it's interesting if there's been a discussion around a review and you feel like you have enough distance from the project to go back in and kind of read it and
Right.
see how you felt about
right.
that discussion. I
Right,
think sometimes
that's right.
that can be helpful, or at least interesting, if not helpful. But I found that while I'm in a run, I can't. I find what's tricky is when I'm also producing the play.
Yeah.
It's really hard
That's your
because
job.
you're trying to, we still live in a world where reviews and
Yeah.
stars and all those things mean people might come and see you, and so it's, you want to not, but there's a part of you, hopefully you have, I've worked with a producing partner where they're not in the show and they've handled that aspect of things, which I feel is a healthy way to do that. So you're
That
not,
is a good way to split them.
yeah.
It's hard. Your brain has to be completely committed to the show when you're acting. You just have to believe in it, and you don't. Later, you can have other thoughts, but at that time, how does it help you to have doubts?
Yeah, no, I really don't think it does. It
No.
just
Yeah.
takes you out of the
Yeah.
space,
I'm
right?
on the other hand, though. I read them.
Do you?
I do. I
And-
do. I
and-
can't help it.
And so, how do you find that affects the run of the show?
I usually read reviews I come into reading a review with this very broken ideology that I'm like above it somehow. Like I'm like this time will be the time I'm not hurt, and then I'm hurt, and then I'm hurt, but I often feel anger like my first go-to isn't usually like, is that right? Oh, they don't like it. Oh, what am I doing wrong? Or whatever. It's usually just anger, and that's usually something I can just use and deal with.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Interesting.
Sometimes I feel like I have when I have written things and they've gotten bad reviews, I feel more hurt by it. I feel like there's something more like, ow. Ow. That said, I still read them. I can't help it. I can't help it.
I feel like now I'm suffering from a different issue with scripts when I send things out to get, like, potentially get money or grants, or when people don't give me real feedback, but they just kind of go, yeah, we felt like that could use a rework. And I'm like, oh, now I need to know, well, what do you mean? Like, I find the lack of feedback sometimes, or like a specific thing I can hold on to or agree or disagree with, like, because maybe you're going to have...
If people aren't invested in it, then there's nothing you can learn from them. It's like a friendship,
That's true.
right?
Yes.
You know, like,
Very true.
if you're invested in a friendship, then it's important to know. But if it's just like, it's not for us.
Then yeah, you're right. Then what is the use of that?
No, there's probably... It could be very confusing, in fact, if they're not, you know, because it's like, well, we just don't do that kind of genre, or we don't like...
Yeah, it could be just something that has nothing... Yeah, you're right.
Nothing to do with the quality of the script.
Very wise.
That's one of the things, is like, you just need to find the person who's invested enough to give you decent notes, I think,
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Thanks.
Yeah, decent
I like
notes,
that.
y'all.
I like that perspective. Thank you. That actually makes me feel a little better.
It's like just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna jump in.
Dale. Jump in.
Because I'm gonna jump in. So I would say that I know you best for Slings and Arrows, and I love the show so much, and I feel like it deserves a rewatch in my life.
I started rewatching it.
Yeah.
Well, I had done a whole rewatch, so I'd watched it twice through. I also introduced Matt to it, so we watched it together. And now I just started rewatching it again because it's just on...
It's on Encore.
Encore,
Yeah.
on the YouTube. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is just here for me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, that's just a few months old, actually. Like 6 months old or something. It's
Oh,
pretty cool.
amazing. Yeah, you can just go to YouTube and watch it on Encore
great.
Plus or Encore Plus. I don't know
That's
if it's
great.
French or English.
I feel like I need to
Plus.
watch it now with the age that I have.
Right.
I feel like I was like, oh man, this is my life too. I'm gonna look at me. I'm an actor. I'm gonna watch this show. It all
Now you've
felt
been in the business a
theoretical
bit.
to me, right?
Yeah,
It was all just like, wow, that doesn't make any sense. Why everyone's behaving like this? And now I feel like I would go back and go like, cool, that feels really inside, and I feel like I can connect to that in a way that I wasn't able to before. So I want to go back. I think it's I will say when I did watch it, and I was living with, it's like your kids, they get into school and then they all live in together because nobody has any money, and they're finding and watching all these shows. It was really important.
How amazing.
It was an important show.
Oh, yes.
So amazing.
Yeah, the fact that it had weight, but then it had it was also silly, and there was just, to me, it just hit us right at the right time. So I'm really looking forward to going back and watching it.
Yeah.
Well, one of the truly magical things about that show, or any show, I guess, that takes off or has this loyal, is that it's just something we wrote around my kitchen table.
Right.
Just making each other laugh, and I mean, that is something that is the most magical thing in the world, when you write something just to please yourself, and then it finds an audience, and people are still finding it years later. And also, we wrote it so much about our own personal experiences, thinking, I hope I hope people understand what we're talking about. Is this too insidery? I mean, we were constantly trying to ask ourselves, were we telling this in such a way that other people, even people not in theater, could understand it?
Right.
But really, you never know. You never know when you send something out in the world. And as I say, I just think of it as something we made around the kitchen table with my dog, sort of
Cute.
my now 15-year-old
Wonderful.
dog, kind of sighing and moaning, and
Right.
me making sandwiches, and sort of half the time we just seem to be gossiping, and it's like, guys, we should write something. That
love
kind
that.
of like easy, like, who's ever going to watch this mentality,
Wow.
with no, I think, with no pressure. Like, it took a long time too, but none of that kind of pressure of the kind of thing you can do when you're really under the radar.
Yeah.
Which I think is
It's a
sort of
gift.
the mentality you always want to be in.
It's
yes,
a gift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
where
don't
it's like,
realize
we're not
it,
trying
but-
to do something that someone else has done, or
Yeah.
yeah.
But there is universality in the specifics of that show.
Oh,
Like
yes.
the fact that someone may not understand certain aspects of the way a theater show is put up or whatever. It's for them to be able to figure out, but at the same time, everybody's life is so specific to be able to speak. I hate watching shows when they just throw generalities at you and you go like, what is this world?
Right,
Who are
right.
these people? I'd rather them dig into something that I don't.
Well,
I
we
don't
sort of
know.
took the model because we were, at the time we first thought of this, West Wing had just come out. So we were thinking, well, I have no idea why dairy subsidies matter, but I'm
Right.
fascinated by these
Yes.
people and
Yes,
I'll
yes, yes.
follow their story. And I'm going to care about dairy subsidies because she does.
Yeah.
So it's we kind of thought, well, can't you do, same with the medical drama or something. So maybe we could do that with theater. So
Yes.
I don't know what.
Well, and it does really balance that out, because I think for theater artists and theater students and all of those in-jokes, all of the text, all of the Shakespeare references, all of those things are so delightful. But I think it also is just like the simplicity of the relationships, the relationship between a boss and their administrator and directors and actors, like those relationships anyone can relate
Ex-lovers
to.
and
Yeah.
people who had a fight that never got resolved. Like those are the main kind of problems in my mind. It's like a mentor dies and you didn't get to finish that fight.
Yes.
Or you broke up and you never got to say why. Or you're trying to, and all of the characters are kind of inspired by Shakespearean characters in a way. So
Yes.
the Richard character, who I love, Mark's character, Mark McKinney's character, he's a guy who has no idea who he is. It's really a completely sort of Shakespearean idea.
Yes.
He just wants to be loved. He has no core whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's in this job where this is going to, this is going to actually break him apart at some level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
That's
fantastic.
so
And it makes me love the show even more to know that it was you around your table with your pals,
my dog,
chatting, and
my
your
kids
dog.
coming in and out, coming home from school.
I
going,
love
hi
it.
Bob, hi Mark. Like, do you think Anna should? No.
That's great. Oh, I really do get goosebumps, because I
Yeah.
think that's the magic. Like, really, I
Awesome.
feel like even in theater, the thing that always drew me to theater and to making films now, which I love to do, is the collaborative coming together with people you love to work with, who inspire you
Yeah.
and make you laugh,
Yeah.
and who you trust, and who you're all working toward a goal, and making something happen
Yeah.
from nothing is. There's nothing like that.
No, it's
feeling.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
And for a lot of it, I want to say too, for people who are moms, it was. I think it was great for my kids to see, like, me working and not being torn. Like people are always saying, well, it's going to be one or the other, and I liked them seeing, me being happy working.
Yes.
And and having that collaborative experience as
good.
well.
Yes.
And not.
Yeah.
And they could just fit into it somehow. Sometimes they were, occasionally it was stressful, but it was also basically they got to see that, and which I think made me happy as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That would make me so happy.
Yeah.
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 That's
Yeah.
huge.
I feel really lucky that. That's not always possible, obviously, but it made me feel.
No, but
I
it's
was a single
probably-
mom for a lot of that too, so it really was important too.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But it's
right.
probably more, it's also when you're working on something that, you're working on yourself and you've brought together people that you love, that you are happy to be working with. That's important as well. Like,
Yeah.
to be able to see, you can make choices that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
And
know.
they could hear us fighting too.
Yeah. working through
Working through
things. Sorry, did I say fighting?
but different ideas.
Listen,
Yeah,
working
yeah,
through
yeah.
challenges and conflicts, this is
Exactly.
very valuable lessons for sure. And so that's, obviously, Slings and Arrows has gone on to, you've won Geminis for it, several, for writing and for your performance in it, which is so delightful. And you also were nominated for Writers Guild of Canada Awards. You won 3, yeah. So, we all know, anyone who's watching knows the great, and if you haven't seen Slings and Arrows yet,
Oh my
please
gosh.
go to YouTube and watch it.
Now you can just watch it.
You can just watch it. And so there have been sort of rumors in the air about a prequel, and so that's maybe potentially being discussed.
We've actually written 3 scripts.
Oh,
and
amazing.
We've got a whole Bible, and it's just that we just need to get and CBC is interested, and
Great.
had said they would do it, but because it's a period piece, and so we need more money. We have to actually think bigger.
Sure.
And bring in other partners. So we're just trying to get that whole packaging together.
Great.
Basically, it's a whole other Slings and Arrows was literally done for like $1.50.
Right.
So
Right.
then this will be at least $10.
Great.
So, yeah.
Well, that's great. That's a lot of growth.
Yeah.
From
It's a
one.
lot
From
of
one.
I love that it's
You're gonna
considered
see all $10 up on screen.
Amazing. I'll put it all on the screen. Is that what they say?
a period piece. That would put it. I guess. Yeah, it has to be before Slings and Arrows. But Slings and Arrows was
Way
set.
before Slings
Oh,
and
way
Arrows.
before,
It's an
okay.
origin story. It's the origin of the New Burbage Festival.
What?
And we would love to be able to recycle our cast and have them show up in different, characters.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
The main two characters that we would take back are the two old guys,
Right.
Yes.
Cyril and Frank.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
would be young
Yes.
people. And we wanted to tell the story of, in the early days of Canadian theatre in the 50s, this is, for instance, what was it like to be gay in the theatre? And like one guy knows he's gay, the other guy doesn't even know there's a word for that. And
Yeah.
sort of have the theatre be the place where liberation can happen actually.
Oh,
And
great.
like sort
So
of celebrate
great.
the power of theatre and the imagination to actually allow people to have new ideas and be more inclusive and all of that kind of stuff. As much as theatre is a place where, we all know the rivalries and the competition and all that sort of stuff is fun, but the other side of it, it's also a place where people from small towns come and think, oh, I'm not a weirdo.
Yes.
This is where I belong. Yeah.
Yes,
so.
I mean when I know for me, like when I was a kid and everything like that, it brought a world to me that I didn't know was there.
Oh, yes.
And then I got to talk about it with my family, my parents,
Yeah.
and there's no wonder that I clung to it and went, this is what I need to do. This is where this is where I have to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something really special about it when it at its best.
Well,
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
agree.
I have a message here
Mhm.
from Amanda Barker, previous guest.
Hi, Amanda Barker, previous guest.
Who said I can't stay. Oh, she's already gone. So bye. But Kingfisher Days is her favorite play ever written.
Yes.
That's
So,
so nice.
There you go.
It's great.
little
Which
bit
was so Kingfisher Days was your first play
Yeah.
that you wrote, and it was based on your memoir.
Yeah.
It was based on your own book, which is amazing. Like, so when you wrote, so what was that process like of deciding to go from the book to the play, and was that always sort of what you had in mind?
No, none of it was. I wrote the memoir when my kids, again, I was at home. I needed to be at home for them because someone had to be home.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was trying to find an outlet, and I thought I had this one story to tell, which was something that happened to me, and I really just started writing that memoir for me. And then, interesting process, much like Slings and Arrows, I thought, oh, well, I need, how would I rewrite it so I could give it to my family? And then how would I rewrite it so my friends could read it and understand? And then how would I rewrite it so that the whole world could actually read it and understand the story? And then my ex-husband said, well, you should publish it. And I thought, yeah. He took it to an agent. And the agent said, yeah, we should publish this. So it was a lot of stuff. I never had a sort of plan to have it be a book. And then it was a book, which was magical to
Yes.
have a book come out with this very personal story, which is a thank you letter to somebody who did something very kind. And then Urja Correda at the Tarragon said, well, we'd like to do it as a play. And I thought, I have no idea how that would work, because it's not what the Tarragon usually does, but
Mm-hmm.
he asked me to, so I said yes. So, and that's how it became a play. It's not an obvious book to adapt for the theater.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Especially because it's about a 5-year-old child, which I played,
Yes.
and my friend Martha Burns.
Yay!
Martha
So much
Burns.
hype to Martha
Yeah, so
Burns.
much hype to who played a fairy princess.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her one day, just before we opened, thank you, because I'm playing a 5-year-old and you're playing a fairy princess, and this could be the end of our careers. At the Tarragon, which is a very sophisticated place, this could be just terrible. So
Right.
thank you for taking this journey with me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So did you, because you went to National Theatre School, you were in the Stratford Young Company, and you were going in you did so much work as an actor. Amazing work. And was writing something that just came because of these instances? Was that something, did you ever think you would be a writer?
No, because I just felt very shy about writing, and I just did. I thought, I don't look like a writer. I don't know. What's a writer look like? This is so ridiculous. Like a beret and a
Yes.
pair of glasses.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
Yeah, cigarette hanging out, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't have any confidence in my voice as a writer, and although I did write, but just like for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of was pushed into it by a few people, but also I was drawn to it because acting is something that it's hard just to do just that, obviously.
Yes,
And
yes.
and then when you have a family and when you start to reach a certain age, all of these things, I could see the landscape was changing, and I wasn't sure how much I couldn't travel as much now I had kids, so it sort of I just needed to do something, and it kind of came out of that. Actually, it came out of that intense frustration that I've had in my career several times, and if this is of any help to anybody, it's a really important moment to know when you're incredibly frustrated, because great things can come from that.
I agree.
Great,
Yeah.
great,
This has
yes.
been something that I
Yeah.
have
It's a
pivotal
turning
moments.
moment, yeah.
Pivotal
Yes,
turning moments have
agreed.
come out of deep frustration.
Deep frustration with the way things are,
Yeah.
and also deep disappointment that you didn't get what you wanted or what you thought you were going to be doing.
Yes.
or
Yes.
all the things, all the magical gifts you thought you were going to be getting.
Yep.
It's actually, I'm so glad I didn't get the career that I thought I wanted.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't have been as fulfilling as what's actually happened. So
Yeah.
if that's any help to anyone in a crisis right now.
It is immensely helpful.
It's super helpful.
Just even at this table, I
Right.
think, because Dale and I often have conversations about this as, as things in our lives change, and we both are actors, but we do other things, and it's hard sometimes, I think, to give yourself space to deviate from whatever that plan was,
Yeah.
or whatever, to let go maybe of some of those things that, for me anyway, that I thought really mattered. Lately I'm like, I actually don't know that matters as much as I thought it did, and I can maybe let go of that. But
Well,
that
there's something.
journey-
There's something underneath it that matters.
Yes, yes.
It does. That's the important thing to look for, not just the that specific thing of that job that you didn't get or whatever. But what's the thing underneath it that needs feeding?
Yes.
That's the thing to honor and find and open yourself up to other ways of getting that thing, feeding that thing. I
Yeah.
guess that's it. That there are other ways, and ways that you haven't even thought of yet. I wouldn't have written Slings and Arrows if I'd had my dream career of staying at Stratford and playing all the parts. You know,
Right.
it's like, no, and I'm really happy to have gotten into this from frustration at not getting that particular thing. So,
Well, I have to
Yeah,
say,
love
I'm
it.
gonna give just a little personal hype here. It is very wonderful and refreshing to hear an artist, actor, writer to talk about the struggles of marrying together, like being a mother and doing your job, and being a role model for your children, and putting it all together and embracing putting it together. Because I feel like there is a segmenting that people do in their
Yeah.
lives, where they go, this is my family life, this is my career, and the stigmas of being able to the two ever even coming close to touching each other. So I really, really want to thank you for just speaking openly about that, because it's a gift and people don't talk like that. Yeah.
okay, well, I looked for those examples myself when I was in the thick of it too, and thinking there has to be a way to. One time my daughter asked me, and this was really chilling, she said, "Do you resent having children?" And I went, "Why would you say that?
Right.
Do I give you that impression?" She said, "No, but you see it all the time on TV.
Oh.
Women giving the impression that it's such a pain having kids." And I thought, oh well, I'm never going to do that. I never want them to think that.
Right.
It's like what a terrible thing to do.
I know. It's a terrible burden to carry as a child, too.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm the reason? Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. That things didn't happen. It's
and
like,
you're
no.
you're the
all
one I
happen.
look up to. You're the most important thing in my life. Like, kids look at their parents
Yes.
like you're the most important.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah,
a
I know.
heartbreak. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah. Yeah, I know for myself I struggle, like I'm a new mom-ish, but I struggle with being able to put those two,
Yeah. It's not easy.
put everything together in a way that I don't feel like embarrassed that I make certain priorities.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I push in other ways really hard, because I'm like, well, my time is limited.
Yeah.
My time is precious, and I need to kind of I need to get this done. I
Yeah.
need to do this because I've got anyway.
It's never
Yeah.
neat and tidy.
No.
It's always messy, and that doesn't matter at all.
Susan Coyne.
That because what they see is you trying to figure it out, and that's all that matters. I think, you know. I mean, other things matter, but that matters
Sure.
a lot in terms
Gorgeous.
of that particular.
Gorgeous.
I love
Wonderful.
that. I love it.
Love it.
Thank you. Like, we're so, Neil and I are like soaking it in and like soaking it
Well,
up.
I'm on the other end of this now, so I can affect a wisdom that I didn't have at the time. I promise you.
I'll take it.
We
It's
will take your wisdom.
It's important though to
Yes.
listen to
How
people's
can you
wisdom
know it?
too. Like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I
Yeah.
remember seeing you at an event at the theater center, and I can't really actually remember what the event was. Maybe it was a fundraiser or some sort of party, and you were talking about PEN specifically,
Oh, yeah.
and which we can talk about too, which is an organization that helps to defend the freedom of expression for writers at home and around the world, right?
Yeah.
And I remembered hearing you speak, and I had always, always admired you as an actor and as a playwright, and then Slings and Arrows, and I heard you speak, and I just thought to myself, there aren't very many women that I could point to in the industry who had sort of gone on a journey that led them at that time, which I think now there are more and more, and I think part of that is also because you've had this career, and but I thought this woman has managed to do all of these amazing things and go in and out of all of these mediums and communities and worlds, and I remember reaching out to you and you reaching back out to me, and it was very affirming for me and helped me at that time have the confidence to say, well, yeah, maybe I can move into another way of expressing myself, and maybe that is possible. And that's largely when I started writing screenplays and working as a writer in that way. So
That's great.
yeah, so I want to say thank you for that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sort of think. I know we're not supposed to say it, but like, if I can do it, you can do it.
We'll let you do that.
I'm
We'll
not
let
very
you.
smart, so if I can do it, you can do it.
Oh my goodness. Well, all right. We're going to let you get away with that, even though you have to take your hype.
I'll take
That's a
my
slip.
hype. I will take my hype. I'm not very bright, but I've done really well.
Oh my goodness. It's hilarious. You are brilliant.
But now you're also in the world of producing and whatnot now as well, yes? And how do you feel about taking on a producing role?
Yeah, it's you know this thing about how women have to take another course every time they're offered a job, advancement. There's this whole thing of like men, if they're offered a big, what do you call it? Not advancement.
Promotion. Yeah.
A guy will go, yeah, I don't know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. And a woman will say, oh, I haven't taken a course for that. Like I don't know if I mean, maybe do some more training,
Yep.
There's not that one is better or worse actually, but I think they need to meet in the middle a little more.
Yes, yes,
Probably
yes,
more
yes.
guys need to go like, I should probably learn something before, but definitely more women should. We should be doing a little more of like, I'll figure it out on the way down, jump in.
Yes.
So the producing part of it, I've been producing on the show that I've been working on, Mozart in the Jungle.
Yes.
Which means you are a writer, supervising producer, which means you're involved in the writing all the way through, and you sit in on meetings about budgets and stuff like that to a degree, not show running, but it's part of the sort of just demystifying it. It's like, oh well, I actually do know a lot of this stuff because I've been an actor.
Yeah.
I've been in costume fittings. Like, I know, I don't have to know everything about budgets. It's not really my job.
Yeah.
It's like, they'll tell you what the problem is, and you go, oh, well, then we'll cut the scene, or we'll do it in we won't do it in a laundry room. We'll do it somewhere else. It's not, a lot of it is not, but it is about, the big challenge is, knowing that you know something, I guess. So,
Yes.
And moving forward. And in moving forward, the idea, too, that you then, because the more you do it, the more people look to you for answers, right?
Yes.
And so, and you think, well, I'm not very decisive, and actually, I am quite decisive. It's a myth I've been telling myself.
Right.
And most of my friends would go, oh, no, you're pretty decisive.
Yeah, right.
Like, I collaborated with you, you definitely know your own mind. So,
Yes.
it's these sort of little myths you tell yourself, and actually you have been doing something for a while anyway,
Yeah.
So that's, again, that's what I'm that's still a learning curve for me. But yeah.
Right. I saw something recently. I don't remember if it was a talk or something where they said the difference between men and women. Men will look at a job, what's it called? A placement, like an ad.
Yeah.
Thank you. And they'll say, "Oh, I know about 60% of this, so I can apply to this
Yeah.
job."
Yes.
And then women will look at it and say, "Well, I
don't
don't
know
know
enough.
100% of this, so I'm
So
not
I'm
willing
gonna put myself
to
out
do
there.
it."
That's
And
the idea, basically.
yeah, and it's ringing with me because it's like there's a truth of being like, well, do you have to know everything before you start?
No.
No. You can learn on
And
the
you
way.
can also say I don't know.
Yeah. Or I need help.
Or need help. Yeah.
Or make a mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or make a mistake.
Yes,
Or make a big
yeah.
mistake and then go, oops.
Whoops,
Go,
there it is.
Oops. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I notice when I look at even listings or jobs or opportunities, and if there's one thing in the list of things they're looking for that I can't do or I haven't done, I'll be like, oh, but they need that.
Yeah.
And it's like I'll ignore all of the other
Yeah.
parts of me
Yeah.
that actually are perfect
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
and seize on that. And I think, I do think there's a gendered aspect to that, and I think but I think people are talking about it more and more.
Yes.
And which is great, because then we can actually start to demystify
Yeah.
this whole...
Yeah, you have to know about it before you can clock that in yourself in a way. So.
Yeah. And Mozart and the Jungle is I find that show so delightful because it's so over the top and it's so interesting. It's like this universe in and of itself. Like I find
It's its own rules.
Yeah. So what's it like writing on a show like that?
It's wonderful because it's not at all like a typical TV show. It's just, it's built organically from the bottom. It's not like, we don't do season arcs first. We do like, what's with the characters? And,
Awesome.
And what would be cool ideas? And you sort of put all these points on a map and then you say, well, how do we draw a map between all these kind of instinctive, and it comes not only from the writers, from the showrunner, but from the three original creators, Jason Schwartzman, Roman Coppola, and Paul Weitz, who who built the show based on a book. So there's a lot of very interesting, very different creative people involved, and they all kind of put their bit of it in, and then the writer's job is to kind of connect them all up organically, find out, and it's really a fun, different. It's like working from the outside in or something. Really fun. It's been a really fun, interesting way to work.
Great.
Not from here, but more from here, and from your gut and all of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can feel it when you
sounds
watch the
great.
show because
It's surprising. Yeah.
all the time. I'm always like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
what's happening. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
And there's all these lovely surprises.
Yeah.
And I always love a show, a film or a television show that lets that kind of large characters, physical comedy, big, like that kind of bigness, for lack of a better term, but that sort of size on screen, because I think a lot of television and film that we're used to these days is very,
it's a myth.
toss that line and
Yeah.
underplay it, and
Yes.
which is so unlike.
No, these are operatic characters.
Yes, I love it. Well, I guess the Italian in me
Yeah.
is very satisfied with the size of it, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
It's a show about classical music. It's about a symphony orchestra that you can find on Amazon.
Amazon Prime with Gael Garcia Bernal.
It's very dishy.
Oh,
gosh.
yes, he's very dishy, indeed. And surprising to all the people on that show. Like, I was watching an episode and I was like, oh, right, Bernadette Peters.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Malcolm McDowell. Oh, like, and that Italian actor that I also know, his name escapes me, but it's like, and then Monica Bellucci. And you're like, who are all these, what is this show with all these surprises?
Joshua Bell
Yeah.
doing a cameo,
Yeah.
and Emmanuel Axe, and all these famous musicians, Lang Lang. It's wild.
Wild. Very cool.
Yeah.
What a cool
That's
gig.
cool.
Yeah.
I love those conversations where you're writing a scene for Zach Perlman.
You're like, oh.
Just put his name down there. Yeah. We're talking to him, see if his schedule will work out. So it's been very fun.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's really great.
Cool.
That's so cool.
And then I'm also fascinated in, so you wrote the film The Man Who Invented Christmas. How did that come about? How did that project come about?
A guy who I didn't know. I don't know how he found me, but it came through my agent, a nonfiction book about, it's this story of how Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol in 6 weeks. In and of itself, it's a very interesting story because he wrote it in 6 weeks, partly for cash, and equally, because he was so frustrated with what was happening in society. You know, like these two, like, seemingly competing motives, but
Yes.
equally important in
Yes.
our lives. And then was kind of seized with this vision of a new kind of story that just sort of came full-blown out of his head. But what I loved reading about Dickens was that he was the kind of writer, and there aren't many who will actually say this, but like he would see the character in front of him and could talk to them, could see them, like an actor basically, and would play out a scene and then become the other character and play the scene back and go in the mirror and do funny things with his hair and put on an accent. He was a very theatrical character.
Okay.
And he would, you know, when he wasn't working, he'd say, I could feel Tiny Tim pulling on my sleeve saying, let's get back to work. So all of that I thought was really fun and theatrical, and
Yes.
I really could relate to it as a theater person. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, it was
great.
very Hollywood kind of, like, he pitched it to his publishers, and they went, you know, I don't know, it doesn't sound like a good idea, but like, does it have to be Christmas? Could it be something else, you know? So it felt very timely.
Just say it's funny. Yeah, that's great.
Really,
Yeah.
people don't really buy books at Christmas.
And I love Christmas, and I love Christmas movies, and I don't know what it is about what happens to me, but I become very much like a kid.
Yeah.
Where I love the lights, I love the carols, I buy in 100% to all
Actually,
of it.
that is the best thing about Christmas, because I loathe so much of it. But the very best thing is the way, and this is partly Dickens, the way it puts children at the center of the holiday, because it wasn't before.
That's right, yeah.
And the idea that you could have this connection between when you were a kid and your own kids and grandparents, you know, that sort
Yeah,
of
you kind of.
The
magical,
generational, yeah.
and a sense of hope and wonder, and,
Yeah.
and that we all become children. You know, I think that is the best part of a troubling,
Yes.
Yeah.
in some ways troubling festival.
Yes, there's a lot about
way-
it that's not great.
Yeah, the way-
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the thing that I love so much about Christmas is that it's a true force to stop.
Yeah.
Truly, like as far as, you know, I guess where we live in the country, and you know, it's Christian society, I suppose. This is like, you're all going to stop. Everybody's going to stop doing this, but stop working. But you're all going to stop, and you're all going to make time for each other. And that's it. Like
Yeah.
my family's like, and that's it. Like that's what's going to happen here. You know, and even though now as we get older, like we have to drive many places, and our family is in many places, and I find myself in the car a lot for Christmas time. There is something about being like, all right, okay, for the next 4 days, this is what I'm doing.
Yes.
And I hope we all bought what we needed to buy, because no one's going out.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
we're
that's
all
right.
here.
I know.
Yeah.
And,
And-
it's basically a completely ecumenical pagan. You know, at that
Yes.
point, it's not
Yeah.
really
No.
Christian or
Oh, no,
anything.
no,
It's
yeah.
really-
No.
It's like
Just
saying Thanksgiving in the U.S. or something.
Yes, yeah, and the thing is I grew up quite Catholic, and so like Christmas did at first have a lot to do with, but then I really separated myself from that religion and from that experience, and so I don't experience Christmas at all. Although there are remnants of it. You know, it's funny every once in a while around certain holidays or certain experiences where those remnants of the religion I grew up in come up, and I can feel positive things around them now and kind of discard the things about them that I, you
Yeah.
know, like as I get
The
older.
music and the-
Yeah, because there are things about it that were truly magical for me as a kid that are connected to the religion aspect, but I don't believe in those. But I can still kind of hold a kind of sacred place for them for myself, you know, where
It's
they...
beauty.
Yes,
Beauty is
beauty.
sacred. I think,
And
yeah.
celebration and joy and a kind of, and a community.
And
you know?
possibility. I think that's another idea, that a beautiful idea about Christmas is you can, again, in the Christmas Carol, you can change. You
Yeah.
can become a different person. It's not too late to become a better person. And
Yes.
so all those things are very beautiful about it.
I
Yeah.
agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
outside.
also the restraint of keeping your mouth closed when you're relatives say things. You say, I do have the power to be quiet.
That's right, I
Look how much
can.
I've grown.
Yes.
Water off a duck's back.
That's right.
Look at it go.
That's right. Man.
Look how much I've grown this year.
There's so much. We're not going to
I
get into
know.
everything because there's so much. I do want to say though that recently you were appointed a member of the Order of Canada. How amazing!
I know.
Do you get to go to like a secret party? Do they have like a secret party?
Not that secret.
Okay,
There
but
are
is
pictures.
But then it's just like, hey, you're all getting it this year, and we're just gonna hang out, just us.
Well, it's pretty public. It's a Rita Hall. There's a lot of photographers.
I know, but I'm feeling like if maybe like before
a
you go
secret
into that
society?
room,
No, there's no
like
secret.
Oh,
No,
man,
no. But it was
Okay.
you know what's really beautiful? Again, a little hard for, a woman, quiet spoken from Winnipeg. It's like, what? Like there are astrophysicists actually up there, and there are actually people who are curing cancer, and I'm kind of like an actor. But I love what you see. You get past that because you see that there are people from all walks. Yes, there's some very starry people, and there was a hockey player, but the woman I was standing beside had created the first autism chapter in Newfoundland 40 years ago, and it's grown into this thing. And then there were community organizers, and it actually is so moving, and it's so great that the arts are also celebrated.
Yes.
In that, I mean, we
yes.
so need that.
Yes.
Not to have to fight for every, scrap of dignity to say it does matter.
Yes.
It's really beautiful. There were choreographers and visual artists and musicians and so on, and it felt really special and really wonderful for our country to honor all that. So it was really beautiful. And you go to award show. I think probably I was sort of a little, scarred from going to award show which are so cynical. But this was not cynical. It was beautiful. It was
that's nice.
authentic.
Beautiful.
It had pomp.
Yeah.
And it just felt like I'm really glad to be in this country, kind of thing, which is what it should feel like.
Oh, great.
Gosh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well, that's amazing. I always love when you see everybody's getting it that year, and you pick out like who the actors are and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Andrew Alexander got one this year in Second City, right?
He got a Governor General.
Governor General Awards.
General,
my
yeah.
mistake. Sorry, Governor General Awards. Even
Yeah.
that group of people, I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I was like, look,
Yeah.
like there's someone. Anyway,
Yeah. One of us.
yeah, one of us.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think it might be time for lightning round.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
So a lightning round requires nothing of you. So there's not like any questions. We're gonna no word association or anything like that.
How strong these
Yeah, I know. We're like, woo!
Macaroni's.
I thought it'd be fun, so we're just gonna say things faster. That's really what the lightning round is, and
Yeah.
play music. So we're gonna just say some names of episodes you wrote on Slings and Arrows, because it's just a Slings and Arrows love fest. So here we go. Let me get the music going. All right, I will start. We start with The Promised End.
All blessed secrets.
Every inch a king.
That way madness lies.
Vex not his ghost.
Divided kingdom.
Burnham Wood.
Steeped in blood.
Fair is foul and foul is fair.
Rarer monsters.
Fallow time.
Season's end.
Playing the swan.
Mirror up to nature.
Outrageous fortune.
Madness in the great ones.
Jeffrey returns.
Oliver's dream. Oh,
Those were the most dramatic readings we've ever done of a lightning round.
As we were saying it, I was like, oh, I remember the
Yeah.
the things that happened. I'm like,
It was also quite Dickensian, this point to the camera you did there, Dale.
couldn't help it. It felt right.
Yeah, they're amazing. I'm really happy to be watching it again. Dale, I'm happy you're gonna be watching it
I'm
again.
back. I'm gonna get back in.
We're gonna talk about
Gotta
it.
get back in.
We're gonna have our pre-hype night meeting and be like, where are you at?
Yeah.
On Slings and Arrows, what's going on?
I'll be like, let me tell you about the state of the world and how upset I am. But Slings and Arrows is great.
You need some relief from that.
You really
yes.
do.
The
Yeah.
way the world is so depressing. It's important to pace yourself.
It really
Yes,
is. Yeah.
yes, and with the social media and 24-hour news, it's really I find
It's pretty
imperative
hard,
to
Yeah.
create,
Not be oblivious, but also create space where you're not thinking about it. I think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because I think it's just so easy to get.
Because we're in for the long haul.
We're in for the whole long haul. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's
Yeah.
going anywhere anytime fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
New favorite
Let's
thing.
do it. I got
Yeah.
a new favorite thing. I'm gonna point today.
You're really pointy today,
We're
Dale.
super pointy. I'm growing pumpkins.
Amazing.
I don't have a pumpkin yet, but I have pumpkin plants.
You're gonna have a pumpkin patch.
I planted too many pumpkins. I have the smallest garden, and I planted too many pumpkin plants in it. However, I am like loving watching these pumpkin plants. The leaves are like this big. Everyone's like, we know, Dale, we made pumpkins. But honestly, the leaves are like this big. And I guess because they just need so much energy to build a pumpkin. I don't know. I just look at them and they're so like strong and big, broad leaves. Man, I'm gonna have.
And is there a little pumpkin there yet?
Not yet. No. I have like little tomatoes coming, and we planted
you
celery.
already have tomatoes coming?
Yeah, my celery's like this high.
What?
Don't
That's
even like
amazing.
celery. It was just like, what does it look like?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but the my pumpkin plants, I'm into it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
It's my new favorite thing.
Awesome.
Have you guys heard about pumpkins?
Dale's gonna give us an update every week. I love it. My new favorite thing is in this neighborhood, and I've known about this for a while, but I've never used it. So my new favorite thing is using this. So there's actually an outdoor gym, kind of. So someone has installed in an outdoor area, like a little parquet, various bars and benches with instructions for doing like a workout.
Oh.
And you can go to this parquet, and it's expressly for the purpose of doing like a circuit workout. And so my husband and I have gone twice this week, where we've woken up in the morning and we've gone for a walk, and we've worked out together for 15 minutes of like a bunch of circuit exercises, and then come home. And it's been a really great way to start the day and know that if I don't have time the rest of the day to be physical, that I can do that quickly. I don't have to spend money. I don't have to go to a class. I can just go, and because I know I've taken boot camps and stuff before, I'm like, okay, I'll do these 5 exercises, and you go. And yesterday morning, there was a man doing sort of pull-ups with a baby in like a baby Bjorn, and the baby was sleeping, and he was just like exercising, and it was
Great.
Awesome. I thought, what a great community thing to do.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's neat.
yeah, that's my new favorite thing. Yeah.
Mine is a hat.
not,
Not quite as interesting.
No, hats are
I
great.
do have a hat I'm very fond of because I have too many hats that are too tight and I have quite a big head, so I found a very lightweight hat. It's yeah, you can stick it in your bag, and also it has a little wire around the rim.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah.
That's
So-
A
great.
hat that you can put in your bag is a big find.
Yeah.
It's a huge find.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't love hats, but I love this hat.
okay. Well, that's
And
that's great.
It's a new thing for me.
That's great. So it's a new favorite thing.
It's a new favorite thing.
It's
I love
wonderful.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sad that this is ending.
I know.
but
It's coming to an end.
coming to an end.
But it's okay because it lives on Highball TV.
you can keep watching it, and you can tell your friends, and they can keep watching it. Susan, I can't tell you how amazing it's been to have you on the show.
Yes. Thank you so
much.
ladies.
Yeah,
Thank
and you have
you.
a wonderful energy. It has been really nice to just feel your energy.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
there's also that. Know that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, this has been a real pleasure.
Oh,
You guys are
fantastic.
amazing.
Thank you.
you.
That's lovely. You can keep up with what Susan's up to. I mean, you can look out for news about a potential Slings and Arrow prequel. CBC, make it happen. I don't know,
get it done.
Netflix, Hulu, who wants to get on board? We advocate, we are
What
going
about
to
YouTube?
market for you.
If YouTube has the other, they should be able to.
YouTube
They
could,
might.
YouTube, Apple, I mean, everybody's getting in the content
Yeah,
game.
Yeah, it's true.
So let's,
Get in the content
Highball
game.
TV. Anyway, there's lots of avenues. So look out for that. And and just, Susan, we're so excited to see all the things you're going to get up to. And you can watch Mozart in the Jungle on Amazon Prime.
That's right. And as always, every night or every time we do the show, we always remind you, please go onto our Facebook page and give us a rating. We would like to have some stars because the stars mean a lot. They go
Yeah.
a really long way. Right now, we have a bunch, and our rating is high, and we love that. So
Yeah.
please keep it going. And also, you can reach out to us at any time. Tell us guests you'd like to have on, or nominate anybody else that you know that should be on, because there's a lot of wonderful women, and they should be on the show as well.
Yeah, please get in touch, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody. We'll do our little... It doesn't get old. The Muppet doesn't get old.